Next one is bridge. A bridge is a network device that either connects two or more LANs, local area networks, or divides one large LAN into smaller segments to reduce congestion and also to improve the performance. So you can even define this bridge like this. So it just works like a real world bridge. It simply connects two separate LANs. People only cross whenever they need to go to the other side. In the same way, in networking, a bridge connects two separate networks and it only allows the data to pass through whenever it is necessary. Coming to the examples. So, say that we have two floors, floor 1 and floor 2. Each have their own local area networks or separate local networks. Normally, device on one floor can only access resources within their own LAN, right? So, here a bridge is placed or used to connect both the LANs. So, devices on both the floors can share things like printers, files, and other resources. So, this is the example. Say suppose HR department is on first floor and IT department on second floor. Here HR department is having its own LAN. Similarly, IT department has its LAN. With this bridge, HR and IT can communicate whenever it is required. Say both of them want to share the reports. Then that communication is possible with the help of this bridge. But internal traffic stays local to each floor. Say HR's internal traffic stays on floor 1 and IT's internal traffic stays on floor 2. Another example is school campus network. Assume that a school has separate LANs, one for admin block and another one for computer lab. A bridge connects them so that they can share common resources like central server. But at the same time, local traffic stays separate, which means lab activity does not overload the admin network and vice versa. So, example is say, suppose teachers in the admin block they can access the attendance software stored on the central server. At the same time, students in the lab can even use learning tools independently. And one more example is smart home and office combo. Suppose you run a small office from home and you have two LANs, that is home network for personal devices and office network which includes work devices. Here a bridge connects these two networks. This allows you to print, share files or access data across both the networks. At the same time, bridge ensures that unnecessary traffic like streaming Netflix at home does not interfere with the office network. And this is the process. So this is how a bridge works. So every device on a network, say computer, printer, phone, anything, it has unique MAC address like a hardware ID. So when sending the data, the device attaches its MAC address, source address, and the destination device MAC address also. Then the bridge builds MAC address table to know where the devices are. So whether the devices are in floor 1 or floor 2 in our previous example. And after that, whenever the data is sent, it will check whether the destination is in the same LAN or it is in the another LAN. Say if the destination is in the same LAN, then in that case, bridge does not forward it. Okay, so the bridge ignores the message. In that way, it saves bandwidth by keeping the local traffic local itself. Whereas, if it is in another LAN, okay, so if the destination is in another LAN, the bridge forwards it to the correct LAN. And it ensures device on different LANs can communicate whenever it is required. Next device is modem. Modem mainly connects your computer or local network to the internet and it works by converting signals between two forms. So it can either convert the digital signal which is used by computers to analog signal used by the traditional phone lines or cables, or it can convert analog signals back to digital signals also. Or you can even define modem like this. So the only language known to the computer is binary language. So we all know that it is nothing but the digital code, which is in the form of zeros and ones. So internet service provider often transmit the data over phone lines or cables which carry analog signals, whereas the computer speaks only digital data, or it knows only digital information. So here, modem job is to act as a translator. When sending the information, it will convert the digital data to analog data. Whereas when receiving the information, it will convert the analog data to digital data. Okay. So while sending the data from source to destination, conversion will be from digital to analog. And while receiving the data from destination to source back, the conversion will be from analog to digital. And these are few examples. At home, say you subscribe to an internet service provider like BSNL, Airtel, Jio Fiber, etc. The internet service provider gives you a modem, right? This modem connects to their line. So the line can be either a telephone line or fiber optic line. And here, your devices, say PC, laptop, etc., get the internet through that modem. And the best example is, say we have BSNL ADSL modem. So you plug your landline telephone wire into the modem. The modem converts those signals and provides internet access to your PC, usually through a wired Ethernet cable. Simply, we can say that the modem is a middleman device that connects your home devices, the digital data, to your internet service provider network, which is analog data. And it can even be used in offices also. So offices use this fiber or lease line modems to connect to the internet. So these are high speed business grade connections, and they are usually managed by IT teams or for reliability and security. The modem in this case doesn't directly serve individual devices. Instead, it just connects the office building to the internet service provider, and then it will forward the internet to the company's internal router and switches. So best example is a Cisco modem, which connects the office building to internet service provider, and from there connection will be to the company router and switches, and finally the connection will be given to the employee computers. And one more example is modem router combo devices. In many homes, instead of having two separate devices, people use a single box that combine both the functions. So modem part connects to the internet service provider's line, say fiber line or telephone line, whereas the router part distributes internet to multiple devices via Wi-Fi or Ethernet. This makes it simpler for home use, so no need to maintain separate devices. And this example, say you get a Geo fiber device which provides internet connection, which is nothing but the modem function. At the same time, it provides wireless access for phones or laptop, which is the router function. So it's a combination of both. And this is how modem works. Say your computer generates digital signals. So usually computer process and store the data in digital form, that is in the form of zeros and ones. What this modem does, it will convert the digital signal to analog signal. Okay. So the modem modulates or converts your computer's digital signal to analog signal so that they can travel through physical transmission media like telephone lines or coaxial cables, fiber optic cables, etc. And after that, your internet service provider transmits the data back to you in the same analog form. And finally, the modem, it will demodulate the signal. Okay, it will demodulate the incoming analog signal back into digital signal so that your computer can understand and process it. Next device is gateway. A gateway is like a doorway between two different networks. These networks may use different communication protocols, say different rules for data transmission. And the gateway makes communication possible between two different networks. So, example, say at your home, you have local network, that is Wi Fi, where your devices connect. And the internet is a completely different, much larger network, right? So your router works as a gateway because it connects your private home network to the public internet. So it acts as a gateway between your device and outside world. So simply we can say that a gateway allows the data to enter or leave your network by translating between different systems, making communication possible. And this is how gateway works. Say your device wants to access something outside its local network, say visiting or browsing a website. In that case, that data is sent to default gateway. Usually, router will be used, and the router is the door that connects your home network to the internet. So, here the gateway it checks where the data needs to go. Say it wants to go to Google server, then it just translates and routes the data to the destination network. And when the destination server, here it is Google, whenever it responds back, the data comes back through the gateway only. The gateway then delivers it back to your device. And this is the example flow. So here, this is your PC. It will send the request for or to access this website www.google.com. So this is considered as data in this. Okay. So user he wants to access this website or browse this website. So that request will be sent to gateway or router. So what this router does, it will forward that request to the internet, which is nothing but the Google server. And whenever Google server sends the response back, so that response will again be received by the router only. So you can see whenever the response comes back, the gateway will receive that response and it will deliver that to requesting device. So here the response from this Google server will be received by the router and then it will forward that back to your PC. Coming to the types of gateways, first one is default gateway. This is the IP address of your router that your device uses to reach other networks. And on most home networks, default gateway is something like 192.168.1.1. And the second one is internet gateway, which connects a private network like your home Wi-Fi or company LAN to the public internet. And it is often used in cloud computing, say AWS Internet Gateway, to give resources access to the internet. And the next one is cloud storage gateway, which acts as a bridge between local applications and cloud storage services. Here you can see AWS storage gateway. It lets businesses store files locally but synchronize them to the cloud for backup and scaling. Then we have VoIP gateway. It connects voice signals, say telephone calls, into digital data packets so they can be sent over the internet. So whenever you make any call using Skype or WhatsApp, then this gateway may be involved. And the last one is email gateway, which mainly filters, scans, and protects email traffic between the networks. And it even helps block spam, malware, and phishing emails before they reach your inbox. Let us see fun analogy for all the network devices which we have seen till now. First one is router. Imagine a router like a traffic cop at a busy intersection. Say here, assume every car has a data packet and road has different network or device. Here, the router directs the packets to the correct path so there is no crash or confusion. So, in networks, a router decides where your data should go, for example, from your home network to internet. And then imagine switch as a receptionist in a company. You give her a file meant for Mr. B. She doesn't announce it to everyone, right? She just goes directly to Mr. B's office and gives it to him. In the same way, in networks, this switch connects devices inside the same network like computers, printers, and servers and sends the data only to the required or target device, but not to everyone. And then hub works like a group chat. If you send a message meant for one person, everyone in the group gets it, right? So this is considered as inefficient and can cause confusion or network collision. So here, switch is considered as a private message, which directly goes to the right person only. And then repeater, imagine you're shouting across a field to your friend, but your voice fades halfway. A repeater is like someone standing in the middle. They hear your message, they shout it again loudly so it reaches your friend clearly. In networking, a repeater strengthens or amplifies signals so they can travel longer distances without getting lost. Next one is bridge. So we can just think of bridge as a toll gate between two cities. So only the vehicles with a valid reason can cross the city. So here the bridge knows who lives where, so it doesn't allow unnecessary traffic. So whenever it is required, then only it will allow the person from one city to move to the another city. So it just works like a toll gate. In networking, bridge connects two LANs or two local area networks. It reduces traffic by forwarding only the necessary data to the correct site. Then we have modem. So we can just think of this modem as a translator between two people speaking different languages. Say your computer speaks digital language only in the form of zeros and ones, and the internet service provider often sends data over wires in analog signals. Here, the modem translates between digital to analog so both sides can communicate. Without this modem, your PC and internet service provider cannot talk to each other. And the last one is gateway. So let us imagine your house as a local area network and main door as a gateway. So usually what we'll do in our house, we'll just move freely and we can talk to each other. Say if all the members are inside the house only, then all of them can communicate or we can talk to each other freely. Whereas if you want to communicate with a person outside, then you need to go out, right? So how can you go outside? Through this main door. At the same time, if outsiders want to communicate with the people staying in the house, then they should come inside. So, this is the only source or this is the only door through which they can come inside. In both the cases, if a person staying in home want to communicate with the outsider, he can do that only with the help of the main door. And if an outsider wants to come inside and communicate with the people staying in the house, then also he need to use this main door only. In the same way, say there is a LAN where we have multiple computers, and if the computers want to communicate with the internet, so this is one network and internet is another network. So if any computer in this network want to communicate with the outside network, then that can be done only with the help of this gateway. At the same time, communication from internet back to this LAN also happens only with the help of this gateway.